most intense, thrilling, electrifying sport on the planet. Mixed martial arts. You've been looking for the definitive podcast to call your new home to hear everything about it. The search is over. This is the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. Bringing you the hottest MMA breakdowns straight from the heart of the octagon. This show is all about MMA breakdowns. For fans, by fans. We're talking UFC, MMA, and the occasional big boxing match. We'll bring our unique take on how these fights are going to play out and who we think are the best bets. Welcome to the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. And now your hosts, Olin, a.k.a. MMAnomaly, and Emiliano, a.k.a. Jive Turkey Nano.
What is up, fight fans? Welcome back to another episode of the MMAnomaly Show, No Filter. I'm your host, Olin, a.k.a. MMAnomaly, and with me, as usual, is the co-host with the most, Jive Turkey Nano. And today, we are here to talk to you folks, you beautiful folks, about UFC Vegas 108. It was a hell of a free fight card. It was, as the kids say these days, a bit of a low-key banger, Nano. Now, I know it was a tough weekend to watch fights. We were both very busy, but we made them happen on the replay here for some of these guys. So with that being said, before we jump into the bouts, let's talk about the boys. How are we doing, Nano? How you feeling, brother?
Let's go. Great to see you, my brother. As always, great to have each and every one of you here with us as well. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let us know how you were feeling about this past Saturday's card. My brother doing great, man. Halfway through the week, and always good to recap what was behind us so we can move on forward, man. And that's exactly what we had this last Saturday. A little change up at the top of the card, but leading up to it was some fireworks. So can't wait to break it down with you, brother.
Absolutely, my guy. And yeah, like you said, we're building up to 319, right? It's obviously the epitome of fight excellence for the month of August. But before we get there, we got to break down what we already saw for UFC Vegas 108. And then after that, just the very next day, possibly the day after, we got to talk about Roman Dolidze versus Anthony Hernandez headlined card with a lot of great other bouts on it. But we're here to talk about UFC Vegas 108, so let's jump right on into the bouts. We started off in the women's strawweight division in a bout between Piera Rodriguez and Ketlin Souza. I'll be honest, I thought Ketlin Souza should be able to come out here and get the dub. She did pretty well. The issue was Piera Rodriguez's gosh darn takedowns. My boy. It was tough. 7 out of 10 takedowns landed. 0 for 3 for Ketlin Souza. She did outland her opponent in total strikes, 86 to 81. However, she got outlanded in significant strikes, 64 to 56 by Piera Rodriguez, who just edges out a unanimous decision win over the seasoned veteran in Ketlin Souza. This Piera Rodriguez definitely might be a problem for the women's strawweight division, but I don't think she's a problem today in the now. I think she's more so a future problem. She's a problem in like a year or two when she kind of, builds that tenure, builds that veteranship. And Grimy, we did the emoji handshake deal on it in the other show today. $25 and a shot, baby. And still, Drickus du Plessis, the pride of South Africa, baby. Let's go. Nano, what were your thoughts on this women's strawweight bout between Piera Rodriguez and Ketlin Souza?
It's a fun one, my brother. Absolute banger to start off the card. I agreed with you. I was not here to break it down with you last week, but definitely one of those cards or one of those fights had my eye on, because I'm a big fan of Ketlin Souza, man. I thought she's an absolute pitbull dog in there. And one of the judges did agree with me. They thought she did enough. They thought that the striking was substantial enough on a round-per-round basis to give her the overall nod, even though, like you said, it was a wrestling pedigree out there. It was a wrestling master class from Piera. And seeing all of that and just knowing how the judges typically score it, I had a feeling Piera was going to get it done. But, man, that was what surprised me. I thought Ketlin's striking was going to be a problem, but Piera is the problem here, unfortunately, for Ketlin this time around. both these girls are tough. We'll be talking about them each more and more as they progress in their career. But Piera La Fiera Rodriguez here representing Venezuela, another vixen coming out of Venezuela here for the country. You got to love to see that. In terms of what's next, I mean, potential top 15 might be in the conversation now. She's certainly entered the chat, as the kids might say. W's in the chat as well for a Piera. Maybe you throw her in there against another young up-and-comer Brazilian, like a Jackie Amarim. Maybe a Denise D. Gomes. Put some D's on that. Something's got to give here. But all the names that are ahead for Piera Rodriguez are notable. That's what I do know. So good win for her. And for Ketlin, back of the drawing board. Let's go.
I mistakenly said unanimous decision earlier. Thanks, Grimy, for the call out there. Anytime Sal D'Amato gives someone a 30-27 split, you know he did it under the threat of having his legs broken. Yeah, like I'll be honest, man. Like the 7 takedowns were definitely there for her, but I thought this was a close bout. I thought maybe Ketlin had done enough, but I digress. Maybe those strikes on the top were more significant than I thought they were. I'm with you though. I don't have a name on the tip of my tongue. I did literally write down top 15 ? If not top 20 ? So yeah, top 15, top 20. You gotta start giving her some names so she can start building that namesake for herself. Speaking of building a name for themselves. In the flyweight division, Rafael Estevam coming in against Felipe Bunes, or as our guy Sterling likes to call him, Flippy Buns. And man. I mean, Rafael Estevam was flipping them buns all fucking fight night, bro. 128-38 on total strikes. 33-26 on significant strikes, and another takedown fest, right? 5 out of 9 takedowns landed. Stuffed the one and only takedown attempt thrown out from Felipe Bunes. Nano. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I thought it was an impressive performance for Rafael Estevam. The dude is an exciting fighter. He is just improving at a very just rapid rate, right? It's great to see. I, for one, am going to pay attention to this guy very, very much moving forward. What were your thoughts on this fight? Did anything stand out to you at all when it came to Rafael Estevam, or did this one kind of play out according to the script?
That first round was a little more interesting to me. I was expecting what we saw in that second and third round as far as a lot of punches and bunches and just overall violence from Rafael Estevam. That first round, we didn't really get a lot of action. It was mostly about the takedowns. A lot of, ground scenarios. Felipe Bunes was threatening him a little bit, threw up a submission attempt. But overall, landing one of the 3 takedowns for Rafael, landing 12 strikes. His opponent only landed 8 that first round. Again, it was a little bit slow out the gate, but it was more of a mixed martial artist matchup. And then really that second and third round, he really started to find his distance, his timing. He being Rafael here, and really started to get home on Felipe. 47 strikes in that second round, couple takedowns, and then you ended with one of the best numbers out there, 69 total strikes in that third round. Rafael, you dirty dog. Couple takedowns as well, just to add a little icing on the cake. Like you said, well-rounded performance. Dude is going in. He's taking care of business, right? And I think that his style certainly makes for him to continue to get some good matchups. Like we kind of mentioned on the last fight there, I mean, top 15 ? I don't know about that. That might be a little too bullish, but I do like talking about these fly guys. Anybody in the top 30, I think, can get the smoke here. Maybe it just depends on timing and everything, all things considered. But in this division, you never know, right? We're talking about a division where Joshua Van just earlier this year was unranked, and now he is sitting there at the number 2 spot.
Number 12 beat number 2. Took his spot.
So you just frankly never know, man. You frankly never really know. Rafael is sitting around that 18 mark. He's undefeated. That's very marketable, and he's got to be put to the test, right? I don't know if you have any names. Is an Alex Perez? Is that too rich for your blood? Are you thinking outside the top 15 here in terms of what's next here? Give us to us straight, brother.
If Alex Perez can make it to a fight, I'd love to see that fight. Alex Perez has had more canceled fights than he has actual fights that have come to fruition. But I got to address the comment here, or rather the elephant in the room that Grimy presented. The weight miss concerns me going forward. Does he have to move up? Question mark. He missed by 5 pounds. And to that I say, the man was actually asked about this in the post-fight presser, and he said, if you ask any athlete to have 26, 27, 28, just under 30 days to get ready, we would probably see who's who. You have to either prepare yourself to focus on weight. I was going to either focus on my weight or focus on the preparation, and I wanted to be prepared. I'm not an athlete who follows the rules. I'm not as disciplined. I have flaws. There are things I need to improve. I want to get better every single time. That's what I was doing. Focus on the preparation. I think there are things I need to evaluate about the weight cut. That's the problem. Weight cuts are hard for me. I have to work on the mental side. I have to work on the psychological side. Maybe go through therapy for this. Whenever you go through what I just did, the psyche needs to be unwavering and unbreakable. Last fight, I had the proper time. I prepared myself properly, and I made the weight. He took the fight on 28 days notice. It's worth mentioning. Originally, Felipe Bunez was supposed to fight Andre Lima, the undefeated phenom up-and-comer. Andre pulled out, and Felipe wanted to stay on the card. And the UFC very, very much needed to keep somebody on the card to fight him. So they got a short notice fill-in and Rafael Estevam. And I mean, 5 pounds is a lot to miss weight by. Like, make no mistake about it. And it's not like he just fought in like April, but he did just now fight in February, right? So it's worth mentioning. No, not Perez. Rafael Estevam said that he missed by 5 pounds, Matua. So yeah, he said that in regards to this specific fight. And I mean, I'm with it. Like, the difference is there are people like Dustin Poirier who used to kill themselves to make featherweight, and he would make weight. And he literally would say he's not able to train for the last 8 to 10 days of camp because he's just cutting weight. Rafael chose to do the opposite. He chose to just take the 20% cut and know he's going to get a second paycheck. If you're comfortable in gambling on yourself like that, and you don't think the UFC is going to cut you as a result of that weight miss, brother, play ball. Like, you play the game. You know what I mean?
I do. I agree with you. I would definitely sacrifice some money to not guarantee a win, but give myself that much of a better shot. Keep the 0. Yeah, and to your point, the short notice thing, I didn't even think about that. Honestly, all credit to him for even trying.
And if you think about it, right now, like, let's just talk brass tacks, because I'm a big numbers guy, right? I ran the numbers for this. If I come in and I'm on a starter contract, so $8,000 to show, $8,000 to win, that's $16,000 at best that I'm going to make, plus $50K, right? So $66,000 that I can possibly make, right? So yeah. That's total. Mind you, if I miss weight, bonus money doesn't get touched. If I get knockout of the night, finish of the night, performance of the night, that $50K is my $50K. Fuck off. You don't get any of it, even though I miss weight by 5 pounds. You do get 20 to 30% negotiable based on the given athletic commission, right? The sanctioning body that goes to you. And sometimes it's show money, sometimes it's show and or win money, right? So at worst, if they took 25% of his cut, he's walking away with $12,000. If he depletes himself by that extra 5 pounds, he loses the fight. He's at risk of being cut by the UFC because they just cut a guy that was on a 7-1 streak in the UFC. And he only makes $8,000. So he won a fight. He came in with an advantage, and he made an extra $4,000 after giving his opponent some of that money. I mean, I feel like that's a pretty calculated risk.
It's the best way to put it. It's calculated risk. Exactly that.
That's
and it paid off.
You make calculated risks in this, and it did. It paid off. He came in with a massive advantage, and it showed. We got to cut that $8K tax for taxes. Yeah. I mean, that's facts. Those fighters, they get paid on a commission type scale. So a lot of that money goes to Uncle Sam. Not fun. Estevam tripping. Brazilians taking accountability is interesting. Novo now is a dope team. 100%. Novo now has produced legends throughout the decades that we've watched this sport. That's for damn sure. All the way down to Renan Barão is like the first one that comes to mind for me. Renan Barão, Jose Aldo, like those are two studs from Novo now days back in the day. Speaking of studs, We got to move into the featherweight division and talk about this fucking stud, Austin Bashi, the Bash brother. Come on. Boy got back on the fucking wagon. Whew. Man, the boys are back. He landed 48-2. 48-2 strikes. Come on. He shut John Giannis down. Got his one takedown and just made it worth it. What's crazy to me is that only out of those 48 strikes, only 2 of them were considered significant strikes. And then he ultimately ends up getting the submission. I mean, just this kid is going to be someone, I think, man. He's a real fucking problem, Austin Bashi. The young testosterone up Chase Hooper, as I'm thinking about starting calling him here. I mean, look, he's got one loss on his record. It's to C-Rod, who is in the business of beating hype trains or undefeated hype trains, more specifically. And, dude, how many rear naked chokes does this guy have? He's got like 5 rear naked chokes to his name in professional mixed martial arts, or 4. Like, dude is beast. Mateusz saying Bashi's butter. I mean, are you saying he's smooth, or are you saying that all someone needs is a warm butter knife to slice through that guard? Either way, I'm here for the entertainment that's about to happen with this conversation. Nano, what are your thoughts on the young stud in Austin Bashi?
What up, Matua? What up, Grimy? Great to have you as always. Bashi is butter. I interpreted that as a good way. He's smooth, right? He's smooth like butter. Maybe that's what we're both thinking here. Because that's exactly what we saw. We saw a smooth, easy breezy performance. I think Austin Bashi came in there and he wanted to go bosh somebody. He definitely had a skill advantage and really the wrestling and grappling advantage. I mean, obviously he's starting to become a specialist in that realm. And it's just one of those things, man, you know, in any competition, in any form, I think there just comes a point when you know you got your opponent's number and no need to fool around. Get straight to where you need to get to. You train, you do all this stuff. As much as you want to put on a long, brutal fight, I think getting the quickest win with taking the least amount of damage is always the goal. I think we need to keep that in mind. And that's what this young kid did, man. He absorbed 2 strikes when, I don't know, you can barely call him that. But, man, what a takedown. What a way to get to his opponent's back there. Absolute textbook. Dude's strong. Like you said, he's got that Chase Hooper curly fro to him, a little bit of Ben Askren in there, but he's new school. He's got the skills. He's got the athleticism. I think the sky's the limit for him. He's got a great record. And when you start to stack together wins like this, it adds to the highlight reel, but it also puts you into that conversation. And I don't know how high you want to skyrocket this kid, but I'll leave it short and sweet. I'll just say that I think I want to match him up with someone else that's on this card, another somewhat young up and comer who got a dominant win on the main in the main card, I should say. And I'm gonna leave it there because we're gonna break him down as well. But I want to see him go up against another young, tough dog, both of which are looking to climb the ladder in a stacked featherweight division. One of the low key most stacked divisions here. I'm gonna talk about it enough, but it's turning of the tides, and I like what I'm
looking
seeing.
at Kevin.
Oh, you know. Well, yeah, you know, brother.
Oh, man, after my own heart. Yeah, same, dude. I actually had the same name written down. I think Kevin Vallejos it's a great call. It's a great shout. Both guys are on the same trajectory. Both guys, they have very different styles, right? But very similar upside. I feel like Kevin is a dog. He's a sleeper pick that not a lot of kids know about. And it's the same with this fucking stud we're talking about right now, right? Like Austin Bashi is... Oh, man, he might be the truth, but once he gets tested, I'll have a much better read on the guy. I'll tell you that. And thanks for the clarification, Matua. Yeah, it's a positive metaphor idiom. Bashi parents got money too, brother. It shows in his training. Like he looks professionally trained the way he moves out there. Even with the lack of experience, like the guy only has 14 or 15 total fights. Like he's not super experienced. Grimy has all the Bashi tea. I love that. Love that. Bashi versus Kevin. Hey, now. Let's go. Kevin Vallejos. Let's fucking go. Dana won't make that fight. He'll put them both against some old vets, baby his prospects. Okay, all right. I'm going to keep this comment up because I preach this shit all the time, Grammy. I don't know if you've heard me go on that rant, but like, you don't want to put two shining stars against each other because, like, no matter what happens, you're burning one of those out potentially. And Dana doesn't want to do that. He doesn't want to put the shiny new toys against each other, right? Like, you just don't want to do that. You want to put your new toys on the top shelf until they're not shiny anymore. Then you play with them, right? Because otherwise, you're afraid you're going to bash them up. Pun intended. Bash them up. You know what I'm saying? But I do like that fight. I think it's stylistically a very fun fight. The next fight that we're going to talk about, though, is a middleweight bout between Nick Klein and Andrey Pulyaev. Oh, man, I liked the dog in this one. I thought Nick Klein was going to come out here and just be too tough to be put away. I thought the grappling onslaught was going to prove to be just a little bit too much for the opposition. And, hey, 4 out of 7 takedowns ain't so bad, right? Now, no, but it's not so good either when you're eating the shots that this guy was eating to get him in there. And he was coming in there against a heavy-hitting, hard-hitting Andrey Pulyaev, who ultimately gets the knockout in the second round. I mean, is it the way that I saw the fight going? No. Was it a possibility that I thought could happen? Yes. Did I pick this one wrong on my prediction show? Absolutely, guys. I definitely did. But I got a lot of them right, okay? Ultimately, the body kick set it up. You could see when he landed that first body shot before he landed the follow-up that Nick was hurt. And then when he followed up with that body shot, it's just, I mean, all she wrote, bro. The kick to the body drops him. He just follows up with a barrage of punches on Nick Klein, and that's all she wrote. Said it before. I'll say it again. Body shots will make an honest man out of anybody. The toughest son of a bitch in the world. So it happens to the best of us, man. It happens to the best of us. Keep your head up, Nick. You're still the fucking stud. 6-3 is a tough run, but you'll bounce back, man. Hopefully they give you another shot in the UFC. And Andrey Pulyaev is definitely someone I'll be keeping a close eye on. I agree, Grimy. Klein round 1 or bust. I should have bet on round 1 and then hedged it with my guy, Andrey Pulyaev. But I digress. I'm just glad I didn't bet that one at all. Nano, speaking of bets, who were you betting on going into this one, and did it play out the way you thought it would?
Yeah, I mean, I probably would have given the American a little more credit than I should have. I would have probably agreed with you. I like the hair on the Nick Klein. He's a tough individual. Almost looks like Sean O'Malley's older cousin in some ways. But all jokes aside, when you turn on the tape and you see what Andrey Pulyaev can do, it would have been hard for me to bet against him. I'm pretty sure he was the Ben favorite as well. Reason being here, I mean, his strikes are just absolutely bonkers, right? What we did see from his opponent in the first round was not a lot of willingness to want to make it a stand and bang fight. He was Nick Klein was looking to get the takedowns, landed a couple, threw up some submissions, which again probably had you feeling some type of way in that first round, thinking, okay, like he's tiring out his opponent. He's falling into his game plan. You got one down.
Thought I was going to get another point in that dog competition, bro.
Yeah, just keep on keeping on, and it should be good. No issues, no problems. But Pulyaev said, oh, hell nah. I'm going to go ahead and come out of the second round, guns a-blazing. And it wasn't even like he was... I mean, it's the same guy in there. Nothing changed other than maybe just the mentality, but really it was landing some really, really hard shots. I mean, his striking in the pocket, the kick to the body, I think honestly just shut down Mr. Nick Klein. And then it was really downhill from there. Just a really clean sequence from a tough Russian fighter who you know is going to be disciplined and well-trained, and just really chose a hell of a combination, right strikes at the right time. It was pretty solid, man. Definitely earned my respect. I know, bummer for you here. Definitely you picking the dog, but I think you got to give this guy a proper test, and he's a proper opponent. And even though I'm doing a proper accent, I'm going to Brazil, and I'm thinking of a big, handsome individual that a lot of us have met. Looking at you, Sav Jelly. I'm talking about a Marco Matuto Tulio to come in here. 4 TKO streak of his own. But TKO versus TKO, who's going to come out on top? Somebody's in the flow. I think that's the matchup to make right there.
I love that. I actually really like that matchup, especially since Marco Tulio will ultimately need a new dance partner. He just recently pulled out as of this week against Michel Pereira. He was supposed to be fighting him this month at the end of the month on August 23rd. That would have been a great fight on the UFC Fight Night, Walker versus Zhang. I mean, man, Matuto is a fucking good ass shout, big dog.
Well, hopefully he's not injured, I guess, given that he'd have to pull out.
Yeah.
Maybe the timing won't work for that. I don't know if you got a better name or any other thoughts here on this one.
So I'll be honest. I like the shout for Marco Tulio. I think he's a standout fighter, but there's a couple of other options here, right? We want to see fun fights for this guy, Andrey Pulyaev. He just got a TKO/KO. We just watched a Marc-Andre Barriault power bar have a competitive fight with the one-eyed fucking slayer himself, right? Fucking Shara Bullet. I think that'd be a fun fight. I think Marc-Andre Barriault would be a good one. I also think that, what was the other name that I had? Fucking Jacob Malkoun. Jacob Malkoun would be a really fun one. I don't know if you remember him. He's coming off of a win over Andrei Petroski recently.
Okay. I actually do like that name. I did have to jog the memory a little bit there, but
his last loss was to Cody Brundage, but that one was overturned. It was an illegal elbow to the back of the head. Or no, sorry. He hit an illegal elbow to the back of Cody Brundage's head. It was overturned to a loss for him. So, I mean, before that, he beat Nate Diaz's homie, Nick Maximoff. He's a gangster, bro. I like Mamba Malkoun. I think that's a good shout. And if I'm being honest, depending on how juicy the odds are, if they give me Malkoun at dog odds, I might have to pick him up over Pulyaev. I don't know. I'm a degenerate. You know what I'm saying? Might have to bet the line.
You got to think about it.
Grimy said, being punched in the liver makes your whole body shut down. Worst thing is first person to land a liver shot on me was my dad sparring boxing. Oh, fuck. Mine was my big brother. He's 7 years older than me, and he's 6'4". And I don't know if it does a great job with my height on the webcam here, but I'm not 6'4". I'm not even 6 foot even. Like when I trained at AKA, before I put on the COVID 30, you know what I'm saying? I was a glorified featherweight. So 6'4" is a big boy. Yeah, we used to put on the boxing gloves, and for whatever reason, we thought that it looked cooler. And that the shots landed harder, which, you know, when you're a kid, you're like, that makes it better if the shots land harder. We'd spray the boxing gloves with water. So we had like the Rocky effect, just water flying off the shit. Yeah, that shit stung, bro. Getting liver shot by your big bro when you're a small teen and he's a grown ass man.
I feel that. Even my younger brother, lessons. You've seen him. It's never a good one.
He's your younger brother, but I noticed you didn't call him your little brother.
Exactly. Yeah, you know, all those punches come in all shapes and sizes, and they all, like you said, have the same outcome. That's well said there, Grimy.
Oh, man. WMC, shout out. What's up, brother? Happy to see you in the chat as always. That's interesting. All my buddies who have younger brothers are considerably shorter than the younger brothers. That's funny. I'm the baby of the family, and I got my height from my dad. He's like the only person in the family that's shorter than me. Yet still probably the most terrifying human being I've ever met in my entire life. So, you know, height is just a mere number, folks. It's for all you short kings out there. With that being said, we move into the middleweight division for a bout between Rodolfo Vieira and Tresean Gore. Holy smokes. I got this one right. I definitely got this one right. I literally said Rodolfo Vieira any way that he wants. Tresean Gore is going to come out there. He's a one-dimensional fighter. Tresean Gore has one move. It is an overhand right, and that is pretty much it. He's got power, but the overhand right is pretty much the only thing, or just the straight right in general, is the only thing that really lands for him with like great power that makes people think twice. And Rodolfo Vieira is a stud, and as long as he doesn't gas out, he is going to do bad things to you. That's exactly what he did, right? He landed one takedown out of 14 attempted takedowns, folks. 1 out of 14. That's all he needed to land 96 strikes to 50, to land 89 significant strikes to 41. By the way, Rodolfo, the guy that outlanded his opponent 2-1 on total strikes and significant strikes, he's a BJJ guy. And he did that to a striker. Come on, bro. Come on. Speaking of come on, bro, Vincent UFC Lock. What's up, bro? Hope you're having a great night, man. Happy Wednesday. Hump day. We made it halfway through the week, and we're breaking down these reactions for UFC Vegas 108. That way we can move on into the next episode tomorrow or the following day, breaking down the upcoming fight card, folks. Nano, what were your thoughts on Rodolfo Vieira's dominant performance over Tresean Gore?
I thought it was sheesh, pretty dominant. First off, what's up, Vincent? Great to see you out there as well. Let's know how you're feeling about this card. Yeah, I mean, and listen, Rodolfo is built a little different, right? He's one of those guys. He's 35 years old. And as much as I like Tresean Gore, he's someone that has a lot of hype, but just has not been able to break through. It's always good on good here, or great on great, I should say, in the UFC. And though I have high aspirations for a Tresean Gore, just wasn't able to weather the storm, and that storm being a Rodolfo Vieira. Dude's an absolute beast. Like you mentioned, he has that jiu-jitsu in the background. 11 wins, 9 of them by submission, and 6 first-round finishes. But he's still proven he's able to go the distance. And again, at 35 years old, still has a lot of gas in the tank. He's an interesting one. I'll tell you what, though. You throw him. I think you go two ways with this guy. Either you feed him another young up-and-comer guy that is looking to make a name. You could put it on a main card. Rodolfo has some name value. I'm thinking someone like a Monsieur, 8-0, dominant in his own ways, but needs to kind of prove himself. That's lower on the rankings. If not, maybe a reward Rodolfo, the black belt hunter, who's also getting all these takedowns. And why don't you go ahead and give him the best wrestler we have to offer here in America? I'm talking about Mr. Bo Nickel. Come on, baby. Bo Nickel is who I'm thinking potentially as a bounce back here for Mr. Rodolfo. How do you feel about those names, brother? Anyone else top of mind?
I like the Bo Nickel name. I like the Bo Nickel name a lot, my guy. I just think that makes for a very, very fun fight. Other than that, I'm gonna go rich blood. He's coming off 3 back-to-back losses. He's a stud. He's had a rough year outside of the octagon. I'm talking about a Marvin Vettori. I think Marvin Vettori would be a great shout. He's on the edge of the 15. Rodolfo's not got a ton of time left on the clock, right? He's an old guy when it comes to this sport. You give him the nod, give him the push, man. See how he does.
I think Martin would sign up for that.
I don't think he'd say no. That's the best thing about that fight. And I honestly, like, who would you take in that fight?
Oh, well, I mean, that's the thing. I honestly think Vittori's solid, man. I mean, yeah, he lost to BA, but we know how good BA is. That's a potential future champ right there. So I don't feel like Vittori's at a place where he's necessarily diminishing or that he's all of a sudden, this forgotten guy. Like, I truly think he is durable as all get and is extremely well-rounded. Honestly, very similar to Rodolfo. Doesn't necessarily have that same jiu-jitsu threat. Not really known for it. I'm sure he's okay on the ground. That's probably the only thing that scares me is Rodolfo's strong. He could definitely get a hold of you, get you in an uncompromising position and get you to tap out before you snap something off your body. Certainly in the realm of possibility, but I would assume Martin would be a slight favorite. And I think I would take the Italian stallion to hopefully bounce back, man. He's had a unfortunate year with losses and just life stuff, tragedies, if you will. But that's where he's due for a bounce back. And that would be a proper matchup. Could be a fight night main event or definitely on a main card. But I think I would give Marvin the edge slightly. Not using my recency bias on that one.
Grimy, I'll admit we are biased. Okay, we're big fans. We met him in person. He signed one of the Golden Gloves. Well, back there behind me somewhere. And yeah, I'm just a big fan, bro. I grew up in Louisiana. He's trained out of Louisiana for a lot of his time, and just a big fan of BA. But I appreciate you saying he's at least top 10. And yeah, dude, I really love that fight. The Marvin Vettori fight, I think, is a really fun fight. I just opened up a poll right now, and there's not a ton of votes, but as of right now, 100% of the votes have come in for Rodolfo Vieira to beat Marvin Vettori in that fight. Interesting.
Ooh, okay.
So basically, we're getting an easy pick at dog odds. I think Rodolfo Vieira would probably come in as a dog in that one. Speaking of dogs, speaking of gambling, okay, we have a bantamweight bout to talk about, boys and girls. I'm going to pour up a shot to do. I'm not going to ask Nano to do one with me. He wasn't here for the prediction show, so I'm not going to fault him. I was right on this one. I'm simply doing a shot because I said if this dude comes out here and wins by finish, I will do a shot on the next show for him because he's one of us, right? They asked him, what are you going to do to celebrate your win if you win in Vegas? And he literally said, gamble. Gamble. Like, the dude is one of us, right? They were like, oh, you like to gamble? He's like, yes, win in Vegas. And they're like, well, do you have like a favorite game? He's like, simple games. I like slots. I like roulette and blackjack. Like he's literally one of us, bro. So I absolutely love Rinya Nakamura. I think the dude is an absolute fucking stud. He is a breath of fresh air for the current bantamweight roster. And as much of a Nathan Fletcher fan as I am, like, I've bet on this guy as a dog. We've bet on this guy as a dog. We've won money on him. But I digress. On Saturday, we won money on Rinya Nakamura betting against Nathan Fletcher because, you know, we try to pick as often as we can without our hearts and with our brains. And I just thought stylistically, this guy, it just seems so strong. Even without the bias of me loving the Vegas degenerate gambler in him, right? I just thought this guy's going to come out here and probably run forward and just throw shots with reckless abandon. Nano, the fight lasted a whopping minute and 2 whole seconds. So I was right. I'd say I was right. I called that one like a referee. You know, should have been wearing stripes last week for the prediction show. And with that, folks, if you're drinking, raise one up with me. If not, that's fine too. We appreciate you. Maybe take a hit of the pen or a sip of the LaCroix, whatever it is that you're doing. Do it with us, folks. And most importantly, like, comment, subscribe, and smash that bell for notifications. Cheers to you. Let's go.
Salute. Yeah, stay hydrated, y'all, even if it's, you know, LaCroix like your boy over here.
LaCroix like your boy. Your boy with the LaCroix.
Yeah.
Let's go. Speaking of the boy with the LaCroix, how did the boy feel about Rinya Nakamura, the man, coming out here and getting it done, son?
Sheesh, I felt great about it. Like you said, I mean, definitely was rooting for him, hearing everything he mentioned about his gambling and his gambling. I was gonna say blackjack. I was like, I feel the same way, brother. Blackjack, that's my shit. So we share admiration. That's what I was looking for blackjack. And man, I mean, listen, y'all. All it takes is one shot, right? And we're used to seeing the big knockout to the dome or whatever it is. But man, that liver shot, the leg kick got snuck right underneath there. I think the toe literally jammed up underneath the rib. I mean, it's absolutely textbook. And it was thrown with an absolute just bad intentions behind it. Rain is legit. And I don't want to discredit Nathan Fletcher. He looked good. He looked fast and sharp. I reckon it was going to be a pretty solid bout outside of that. But, yeah, I mean, hey, all it takes is one, y'all. And it was perfectly timed, perfectly placed, perfectly executed. And I hope he had just as much success in the octagon as he did out there on the blackjack table and anything else he was playing. Yeah, brother, I mean, he's a beast, bro. I can't say enough good things about him. I'm curious to hear your thoughts and, you know, what you think is next. But I love the idea of getting good on good and just building up these young guys so we have fun stories to look back when they're making their runs in their 30s. And I'll stop beating around the bush here. I got one word for what's next for Rinya. I think it just now I'm thinking about the marketability of the matchup. It just only makes so much sense. And it's Chihuahuas. That's what's next for Rinya, baby. Chihuahuas. Chihuahuas. Woo! Hell yeah.
Let's go, baby. I like that.
Going big today, man. Why not?
I like that a lot. I really do.
That'd be fun, dude. The mic, the build up, that'd be good.
Man, I actually really like that one. I like your pick better than my two. To be completely honest with you.
Well, maybe the people can decide. Lay it on us, brother.
Tough. It's tough. Yeah. So the names that I had were Muin Ghafarov, aka Tajik, right? Dude's an absolute stud. His two losses in the UFC are to John Castaneda and Saeed Nurmagomedov, coming off of two back-to-back wins over Hyung Ho Kang. And actually, I mean, it doesn't make sense. He has a win over Rinya Nakamura too. Fuck. It'd be too early from the rematch. So yeah, no, I'm down to the original two names. Basically, I want him to fight the winner of Malcolm Wellmaker versus Ilia Toporia's brother.
Oh, they're fighting? Ooh.
Yeah. Malcolm Wellmaker versus Ilya's little bro or big bro. Little bro, right? Little bro.
Yeah, I think he's little bro. Damn,
Soy sauce versus Cholula is a wild comment, right?
You wild, boy.
That's a wild comment, bro.
You crazy. Yeah, you crazy, man. You crazy.
All right, fuck it. We got to do Chiwiwis. Soy sauce versus Cholula all day, bro. Oh, man. I'm taking soy sauce, by the way. It's a more diverse sauce. It really is. It really is. And I like other hot sauces better than Cholula. I'm sorry. Another fight they won't make. Can't put your shiny toys against each other. I mean, that's fair. That is fair. Also pointed out earlier, another great body shot on this card by Rinya. Facts, bro. To which I responded, roundhouse kick to the body was literally my most often used opening move in sparring. Like back in the AKA days specifically, I would open with a roundhouse kick to the body, and that would just set the pace. That set the tone. Because it just lets them know, like, hey, you come in with your nice jab and cross, but even if you enter my space, you're eating a knee to your rib cage. And if you move outside of range, you're eating my foot digging into your rib cage. And if you stand in range, well, then you're eating a baseball bat that I call my right shin digging into your rib cage. Either way, I don't know if you're paying attention or following along with this story, but it doesn't end well for you in this story. So that was my opener for quite a long time. Sometimes I switch it up with a lead leg kick just to kind of throw people off, and then you hit the lead leg kick, and then you hop into the fucking roundhouse. Oh, people hated that one. That was never a good time for the opponents. So yeah, man, I like your pick better than mine. I'll openly admit it, but my original pick is Malcolm Wellmaker versus Ilia Toporia's brother, the winner there.
Is it Alexander? Is that his name?
Alexander Topuria. Yeah, Alexander. It's with a K though. Yeah, Alexander. I like that fight, man. I like that fight, but I like yours better. So speaking of fights that I liked, it's time to move into this fucking main card, folks, because it was a banger. And I know my guy Nano is ready to talk about this next fight first. So we got a featherweight bout between Danny Silva coming in here against Kevin Vallejos. And let me tell you, Kevin Vallejos will make anybody that thinks they're a Silva look bronze. You know what I'm saying? It's bad jokes. This is what you say. Silva, bronze, you get it? All right. I'm going to go and pass it to Nano. What were your thoughts on this one, brother?
Yeah, no, it was a great performance. Not a bronze performance here from Mr. Kevin Vallejos. Overall, I think it was a competitive bout. I think Danny Silva didn't lose any credit in my book, or didn't lose any stock, I should say. He came out in that first round, getting his feel, got a takedown, but it really just felt like Kevin was, leading the dance, finding his marks, got stuffed a couple times, but you knew he was going to continue that pace and pressure on a Danny Silva, and that's really what we saw the second and third round from there. Outlanded his opponent, got a couple takedowns, stuffed 8 takedowns from Danny Silva. This guy Kevin is just textbook, man. You look at him, he's short, stout, built, that stocky kind of build to him, and he uses distance really, really well. And all in all, man, I mean, impressive, right? And we mentioned him earlier because we did see another tough son of a gun go out there and get a good win. Talking about Bashi. I think really with this kind of guy here representing Argentina, Kevin's proven to be able to go out there and get a gun against high level talent, but I do think Bashi is just a really good test. It feels like an easy or maybe a cop out a little bit, but I do like when guys fight recently or maybe even on the same card. It's just easier to build that way. And I think Kevin's good, man. I don't know. I just never know. Styles make fights. So I do want to see him go up against a guy that's going to threaten him a little bit more when it comes to the takedowns and then can equally, hold his own striking as well. So I like that stylistic matchup. But my brother, hopefully I left some meat on the bones for you, man. How did you feel? What did you think about this performance from Kevin Vallejos in the fight overall?
Yeah, man. I thought it was a great fight. I thought it was a great learning experience for him and for us fans, right? He dropped that first round for most of the round. I think he lost the first round. But he came back in spades in rounds 2 and 3. And look, I got to be honest, man. I love what Grimy said. He said he bet Kevin after round 1 because the number came way down. Brother, that's the move. Live betting is a key. It's a key component to winning money. Like when I'm in Vegas and I don't have to message the bookie to get him in on time, it's so easy to just be like, oh, cool. This guy just got rocked, but he's still going to win this fight. And now Vegas is going to be like, oh, he's rocked. He's hurt. Let's give him good odds. And I'm like, yeah, I'll take those fucking odds all day, baby. All day. Let's go. Make money. So I love that you hopped on that. Let's fucking go. Vincent UFC Lock said Silva did good, but that style is 70% of the time doesn't end too well. I agree with you. Today was Sushi Wednesday at my local spot. 2 rolls for $5. Oh, that's fucking money, bro. Let's go. Hope they're delicious. Bashi was fed the worst tomato can ever. Oh, man, don't do him like that. That trash can was ass. Dang, Vincent. Pulling no punches. Rob Rex in the chat. What's up, brother? Hope you're having a great Wednesday night, my boy Rob. What's going on, brothers? Are you sure Topuria versus Malcolm is official? If so, crazy. I wonder who will be the underdog. I might be a good chance to cash out on Malcolm. I think he's too strong for Alexander. I have thoughts on this one. It is technically being negotiated. They've said that it's official, certain outlets, but it's not official on Tapology. And Marcel Dorf has not posted it as official. So technically, in my brain, it's not 100% official yet. It is just very, very close to being finalized. When the odds actually release for this, I think Alexander might be a favorite slightly, just because of the namesake, just because of the name value. And man, if that's the situation, just like I'm firmly going to stand on this hill and die on this hill, possibly, I'm taking DDP for this upcoming pay-per-view for the last time that we get him at dog odds before his downfall, before he decides to retire and start to hang him up, right? Once he beats Khamzat, we won't see dog odds on this young man ever again until it's time for him to hang him up or past time. I think the same thing is going to happen with Malcolm Wellmaker. If we get dog odds on him against Alexander Topuria, it will be one of maybe 2 or 3 of the final times that we get dog odds on Malcolm Wellmaker. The dude is literally a dog. So I think we deserve to take those dog odds on him when they happen. Yeah, there we go. Right there, Grimy. I will hammer Wellmaker if he's the dog. We all will, bro. But let's synchronize. Let's all do it at the same time before that way the odds don't shift on some of us. You know what I'm saying, Grimy? We don't want you to fuck us here. We want to all win. Now, when it comes to Kevin Vallejos, this guy is an absolute monster. He looked really good out there. Like I said, dropped the first round, came back in spades in the second and third round, outlanded his opponent 90-73, 90-69 on significant strikes, and attempted half the number of takedowns, landed twice as many. One man attempted 9 and got 1. The other man attempted 5 and got 2. Come on, let's go, Gavin. Gavin is the fucking man. I have a different name on the tip of my tongue here, and I don't know that you're going to love it. Because I don't know that I love it. Okay, Nano? I love it from a fan perspective. I'm just going to, if I can just I don't know either of these fighters, and I just hope they have a good time. I'll have a great time watching the fight. But because I like the guy I'm about to say, I feel bad saying that he should fight someone like Kevin. I'm going to say it. I think it's got to be Nate the Train Landwehr. I just think that fight, it did not only make sense, but it makes dollars. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. If it makes dollars, it makes sense.
Like, I just feel like there's, if you put 100 actual MMA fans in a room and you ask them, hey, Kevin Vallejos versus Nate the Train Landwehr, would you watch that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, I think at least 95 out of 100 of them would probably be like, yeah. And the other 5 of them don't know who those guys are. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Because 100 out of 100 should say yes to that.
Facts.
It's a fucking banger, dude. Like, if you ask me if I'll watch that fight, I'm literally gonna say, well, I mean, like, where's it taking place? And then as soon as you start talking, I'm cutting you off and saying it doesn't matter. If it's in the backyard, if it's in a fucking Waffle House, if it's in the octagon, if it's in the street, I'm watching, bro. I'm watching.
Dog's barking in the backyard, baby. You know this.
You already know what it is, big dog. The dog's barking in the backyard. Hey, if he don't lose, he's probably gonna win. You know what I'm saying? Let's go, Grimy. Grimy said that's a great fight in my opinion, Olin. They gonna swing. Brother, one thing I can definitely state as a fact. Actually, I'll tell you 3 facts. Okay? 3 facts right now. You ready? And you can clip this. You can post it all over the interwebs. Have people try and fact check me on this. 3 things that I can guarantee you for the rest of your life. Water is wet. Fire is hot. And if you put Nate the Train Landwehr in the octagon against Kevin Vallejos, them boys are gonna swing. Come on, folks. That's a banger. Rob Rex said, my heart is telling me DDP also, but Khamzat has taken my money on Burns, Robert, and Usman. All 3 were great odds. It's a hard one. I'll take a bet he doesn't make it to the fight, though. Always injured. Dude, did you hear what he said? Was it Imavov that was like, I'm the replacement, or I'm the backup fighter for Khamzat? He posted that on Twitter. It's unofficial, by the way. Nothing has been talked about. Or was it Kaio?
I think Kaio got the call, or Kaio was on one of those streams and said he was. Because I think Sean
thought it was Nasruddin Imavov.
He commented on it because I think the report came out. Someone reported that Kaio did, and he responded, like, posted it or said something like, "Oh, like you're my." Whatever Imavov said was in response to the allegedness that Kaio, yeah. Because then Kaio responded and came out with his own story, like a whole thing around it too, like his whole post. Like
I just saw Imavov post and say, "I'm the backup fighter officially for Khamzat Chimaev versus DDP." And then DDP, quote, retweeted that post and said, so I guess I'm fighting Imavov. That's elite level trash talk, bro. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, look, all of a sudden it's coming out that Imavov explains he declined the backup. And he said that Kaio's taking my leftovers. Yeah.
Bro, Kaio would take his leftovers forcibly. Come on. I like Imavov, but don't do that, brother. Don't do that to yourself, big dog.
Yeah, I don't like that look.
I don't think you got the facilities for that, big man.
Well said.
Hey, all right. With that, we move forward because I think I landed that one on the Nate the Train one. We move into one of my favorite fights of the night here. Okay, folks. Man. This is one of my dogs this week. And his name is Neil Magny. Not John Cena. His name is Neil Magny. The Haitian sensation. Coming in against Eliseo Zaleski dos Santos, the man named after a style of martial arts. Capoeira. You know what I'm saying? If you ever played Tekken, if you ever played as Eddie Gordo, A, fuck you. You suck. You're annoying. But hey, we all are. We all did that. And B, that's the fight style that he uses. It's called capoeira. A lot of people call it the dancing martial art, right? Eliseo Zaleski dos Santos didn't use a goddamn lick of capoeira in that fight. What did happen is he got outclassed. He landed a whopping 42 strikes to the 80 that came his way. What's crazy is he landed the exact number of total strikes that Magny landed of significant strikes, 42 to 42. The difference is in significant strikes, it was 42 to 20. So Neil Magny just dog walked him a little bit, right, boys? I said it. I didn't know that it was going to end in a finish. But I knew that Neil Magny was going to come out here and do things, brother. I knew he was going to come out here and lead the dance, and I knew he was going to come out here and make a name for himself. This is another guy that, like, I think I said it last week. People were arguing with me in the chat, and I was like, hey, question for you guys in the chat. If Neil Magny could do that to Mike Malott, what is stopping him from doing that to Elizio? And the people in the chat that were arguing with me, like, respectfully, folks, to be honest with you, it sounded a lot like that. Sounded like crickets. Wasn't a whole lot of opposition coming through after that. So it came to fruition, bro. Like, he shuts this guy down. He comes out there with a dominant plan, gets on him early, and just utilizes the range. He had I think a 7-inch reach or some shit. Like, crazy reach, bro.
Yeah.
Like something 80 wild. To 73 or something. Like, it was an insane reach difference. And you can do earmuffs if you want, or take your headphones out, because you've heard me say this about 79 fucking times, probably in the last 6 months. Having reach is one thing. Knowing how to utilize a reach advantage, it's an entirely different ball game. And Neil Magny is not a new guy. He's not wet behind the ears. He's not fresh off the boat. Like, he's not new to this sport, bro. He might as well be one of the fucking founding fathers as far as tenure at this point. Come on. He's been here, bro. Like, since most of his opponents were fucking, like, noticing their first pubes in the mirror, this dude's been winning fights in the UFC. Sheesh. I say all that to just say, Neil Magny is still here, bro. He is still a guy that is still turning back the bright, shiny faces of tomorrow. Eliseo Zaleski dos Santos was not a young buck by any means, but he was somebody that thought he was going to come over and get one over on the Haitian sensation. It just didn't happen. I like Neil Magny. I thought he looked really fucking good, better than he's looked in a very long time in this fight. Do I think he's going to make a run for the top? Do I think he's going to make a run for the title? No, dude. Like, he's just at the wrong age and at the wrong point in his career. But do I think that he can have some really fun fights? Absolutely, bro. Do I have a name on the tip of my tongue? Yeah. Or a lot of you guys probably not going to like it? Yeah. But that's okay. I'm going to say it anyways. Give me chaos, bro. Give me Colby Covington versus Neil Magny. Give me a fun grudge match.
Okay. I see you. Not shabby.
What were your thoughts on this fight? And also, do you have a name on the tip of your tongue?
Brother, yeah, no, hey, I appreciate it, man. You hit the nail on the head here. I'll be brief with Neil Magny's performance. Coming into it, I was actually intrigued by the matchup. I thought, maybe they were giving Alizao his chance to go up against someone who is, like you mentioned, let's give Neil his respect here. He's a staple, right? He's a perennial contender, right? For lack of a better phrase. He looked strong. They both looked pretty strong. They were active. Both were looking to get takedowns. Both showed good defense. Both guys are technically sound. And I thought they were a little more busy than I thought. I figured they're both going to be a little bit more gun shy as they're finding their reads. I know Neil Magny's always going to be smart. He's never going to necessarily overextend, and he doesn't really have to. I mean, the man is like freaking Skeletor, those long arms. But it was a fun fight as it got into the second round, and really Neil just took over and really started to outclass Mr. Dos Santos, Mr. Zaleski. There's levels in this game, and I think that was kind of the moral of the story here. Neil did what he does best, got into the ground, pummeled his opponent, used that length and his just that technique to his advantage. In terms of what's next, I wouldn't mind a little chaos. I do like a little Colby Covington. I think that's the right type of fighter I'd want to see him go up against. Honestly, two names that come top of mind for me: Michael Chiesa, if he's going to continue to fight. Love to see a little Michael Chiesa in there versus Neil Magny. Stylistically, it makes sense. Like you mentioned, both guys may not be necessarily looking for title contention next, but they can still squeeze out just some fun fights in general. So I like a Michael Maverick Chiesa. Or if you want to get a little bit more rich, maybe you go with Vicente Luque. Vicente's coming off a loss. Both guys have been around for a while. Both have namesake, and are going to look to want to put on a good show. So and they've been around. There's just guys I'd like to see get matched up. I don't know if I want to see Neil fight some young up and comer, some new generation guy. I think let's just keep it where it's at and have them fight the OGs for us old timers. Is that too much to ask?
I'm with it, man. I am definitely with it. And like I said, I'd like to see him fight like a Colby Chaos Covington. I just think that'd be a fun fight. But I also love the names you shouted out there, brother. Yeah, I think those are good, fun names. I'm trying to think, like, is there any other names that would be a lot of fun? I don't know, maybe like a Stephen Wonderboy Thompson.
Wonderboy could be fun. If you want to go a little younger, I mean, a Mr. Jake the Celtic Kid Matthews would always.
I don't like that fight.
Ooh, you don't like it?
I don't
like the matchup, huh? That's why.
I don't like it for Neil. I love it for Jake. If I'm being honest, that's a tailor-made matchup for Jake.
Yeah, it is.
It's a fantastic matchup for Jake. Like,
Which is
Jake's
why
boxing,
you do it potentially.
100%. You build Jake. Yeah, you build Jake off of the name. And we've watched Jake for a decade. Like, I remember watching him on The Ultimate Fighter, like the second or the first year me and Mary were together. Like, been together for like fucking 13 years, bro. He's been in the UFC since then. And I remember we literally dubbed the name for him during that season of Tough, Buffed and Bieber, because he looked like a child and he looked like Justin Bieber, but with like fucking traps from hell and fucking quads and biceps and fucking everything. So yeah, man. Western Mass Climber agrees. Doesn't hate that matchup. And then Vincent loves your matchup. He said fire matchmaking, bro. Timba Garimbo is another good shout. That'd be a fun one. Timba's coming off that loss to Vicente, I believe, right?
Yeah, that can make sense.
I think that'd be a fun shout. Speaking of fun shouts, we got to jump into this women's bantamweight bout between Karol Rosa and Nora Cornole. But I told myself if the man got it done, I'd do a shot for the old dogs. So I poured one up here, folks. You know it is. You know it is. We got to at least a couple during the show. Maybe a few. We'll see. Either way, if you're drinking, raise one up with us. If not, that's fine too. Raise up the pen, raise up the LaCroix, raise up the water, raise up your boy. Whatever you're raising up, raise it up with us. We appreciate you. Let's fucking go. Cheers, folks.
Salud.
I'm not going to lie to you. The soy sauce versus Cholula thing earlier, just for whatever reason, put miso soup on my brain, and I am gonna make a delicious bowl of miso soup after this.
Nice.
I'm so stoked. Miso soup and a quick 30-minute session of Grounded on the Xbox. Yeah, brother. Talked me into it.
Way to say Grounded. I like it.
Bro, that game is my favorite game I've played in years. I'm just going to do a quick PSA, folks. If you're a gamer, if you're on PC or Xbox and you have not played Grounded 1 or 2, do me a favor and hop on. Grounded 2 is in the test phase right now. If you pay for the Game Pass on Xbox Game Pass, you get it for free. And it is absolutely incredible. Think Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, but made by Obsidian Games, which is one of the best gaming companies in the fucking world. And it's a survival game. So you're a kid shrunk in the backyard or now in a park. There's giant spiders and ants and all kinds of shit. You kill them. You fucking loot their bodies. And then you make bow and arrows and shit and swords out of like ant parts and hunt bugs in the backyard and build your fortress. It's fucking wild. It is extremely addicting. And as of right now, it's just me and my old lady in this giant park. And we would love to have at least 2 more players helping us hunt fucking bumblebees and butterflies and ladybugs and stink bugs and bombardier beetles and black widows and everything else that you could possibly think of that will make you piss your pants while playing this game. So that's my PSA. If you're into it, send me a DM on Instagram or Twitter/X at MMAnomaly. Let me know, hey, I'm installing Grounded and I'd love to fucking get down on these backyard vibes with you, dude. We'll get you in there, bro. Got a pretty decadent setup base and we'll get you acquitted and just fucking acclimated very quickly. And with that, we got to move on into, wait. Vincent, what are my thoughts on UFC trading cards? It's funny that you asked that. I actually have right here next to me a fired up Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Nice.
That boy right there. Let's go.
That's funny.
You know what I'm saying? And what's funny is out of my last pack, I got 2 fired up cards. And they were 2 fighters that I adore and love for very different reasons. You're going to love this one, Nano. I don't think I showed you these. So I got the Khabib fired up. All right. This is the first card I've seen in this fired up edition. And then the other one and only that I got of the fired up edition.
Oh, let's go.
The gangster.
The man, the myth, the one, the only.
The gangster. JLP.
Gangster, JLP.
JLP Sonnen. Let's go.
Old shorts on too. Gotta love that.
And then this is one of the rarer cards that I got out of that pack. So I got a numbered Anderson Silva middleweight Stars and Stripes card.
Oh, that's sick. Oh, that's
and then you can see the number right there. It says 62 of 88.
Sick.
Yeah, I got a couple of numbered cards out of this pack. It was actually Mary surprised me after International Fight Week. She ordered it while we were in line. When she couldn't get into that one line that me and you were waiting for to take pictures with the fighters.
Nice. That's how
literally later that night. She's like, so while you were in line, I ordered this. I don't know if you already found any of these, but they'll be here in like 3 weeks. And I'm like, fucking sick.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Let's go.
So yeah, had to open some of those. So what are my thoughts? I love them. And actually, boom. If you look right here, right behind the Strike Force Nick Diaz signed glove, you can see that there are, 12 signed autograph cards right there. I've got 2 Rashad Evans, 2 Dustin Poiriers. Those are my 2 favorite fighters of all time, so that makes sense. Yeah, I've got some really fun ones back there. But jumping back on so we don't get completely derailed, women's bantamweight Karol Rosa, Nora Cornole. This fight went about how I thought it was going to go. I thought Karol Rosa was going to come out here and, I thought she was going to hose her. You know what I'm saying? Karol Rosa, she's destined to hosa. You know what I'm saying? She grabbed the water hose, she hosa. She hosa across the 15 minutes, across the distance. You know what I'm saying? Position over submit. This was a fantastic fight. 2 out of 3 takedowns landed, 190 strikes landed to 75. That wasn't a typo. I'll say it again, folks. 190 to 75 strikes landed. Come on, folks. If you bet the over on underdogs, you would have lost because it goes off significant strikes, and she only landed 33 of those. So, it's okay. It's okay. Too soon to talk about Dustin. WMC, you don't get to say that to me, bro. Like, that's my guy, bro. That's my guy. I've got a Polaroid of him at my desk that I got when I ordered the bobblehead, handmade Christmas ornament. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn. Dustin Poirier. Moment of silence. I love that guy. He was handing out backpacks this week for his the Good Fight Foundation drive. And I think when it becomes holiday season again, we'll probably on Twitch, we'll probably do another Good Fight Foundation like fundraiser or like charity situation so we can get some donations going to those guys. We did it last year. We did a pretty good job. So we'll try and do it again. Now, again, bro, Karol Rosa went out there and did exactly what she was supposed to do. She understood the mission, as the kids say. I don't have a ton to say on this one other than the fact that it played out exactly as I thought it was going to on paper. I thought it was a little bit too much too fast for Nora Cornole. 9-3 coming in against someone who has 19 fucking wins alone. Not to mention the 7 losses. Like, come on, brother. It's tough. Dono, did anything surprise you about this fight? Did you learn anything, or is it just business as usual in this one?
This was a banger, man. This was a low-key banger. I think, S-Dog would be pleased to see the amount of striking in this women's bantamweight fight here. They both came to show out, man. To show up. They showed up and showed out. It was all around fun. And it kind of really kickstarted the entire main card here. Everyone after that was like, all right, I need to step up as well. These ladies are going out there. They're trying to get performance of the night. Hold my beer. Let me see what I'm going to go ahead and do. But to stay on this one, man, it was back and forth. Like, I did think Nora came out the gate guns blazing, but Karol Rosa showed that savviness, her ability to control her opponent in the clinch, and then really came out and was dominant in that second round, grappling wise. 77 strikes landed in comparison to Nora's 6 here on paper. That takedown, multiple sub attempts, the control. Just was a clean second round. You might even be able to argue it was a 10-8. And then you're going into the third round here, and again, same narrative for the most part. Karol's just an absolute dog, right? She's strong. She's got that really good wrestling pedigree, and I think she continued to do this, can potentially be a threat for the new champion there at the top. And I know might be a new one. I don't know. She's fighting again soon, right? Talking about Kayla Harrison, but for now, right, we got to stick with Karol Rosa and what's next for her. Honestly, I might be feeling Mayra Bueno Silva sitting there at the 8th spot, 9 versus 8. I think that's great, mate, for me. I don't know how much higher I'd want to launch Karol Rosa, although, man, Irene doesn't have a dance partner. She hasn't fought in a while. We'll always love to see her go out there and mix it up. Macy is just a problem, and I'd love to see her continue to climb up north, so I don't want to throw that name out there, though I could certainly see that. Actually, have they fought before? Now that I'm thinking about it. Do you have any other names?
Macy Chasson?
Yeah, Chasson. Is she
Macy Chasson is actually paired up right now against Yana Santos. Maybe the winner of that one.
Oh, there we go.
That's one of the names I had. I had the winner of Yana Santos versus Macy Chasson. I think that'd be a good fight. I would have said Eileen Perez, but Eileen Perez just recently fought her and beat her, and then twerked over her dead body. So don't want to do that. I think Irene Aldana is a really good shout, though. The other, so I had Irene Aldana is an honorable mention name I had down. The names I had down were Yana Santos versus Macy Chasson winner, or the loser of Norma Dumont versus Raquel Pennington.
Ooh.
I like that. I like that better, if I'm being honest with you. Stylistically, I think both of those women match up better against a Karol Rosa. Like, God forbid Norma Dump Truck Dumont loses against fucking Raquel Pennington. I think she smashes Karol. I truly do. And mainly because we saw that happen in 2023. It'd be a rematch, right? Norma, the Immortal Dumont, got the unanimous decision on her back in April 2023. So, I mean, honestly, I think Norma goes out there and beats Raquel Pennington. That's why I'm stating that one. I just think Raquel Pennington versus Karol Rosa would be a good fight. Rob Rex says, thoughts on MVP staying at 185? I hate that. He lost to Ian at 170, but I think his path to a title is easier at 170. What do y'all think? I took the lead on the last question first, so I'll let you have the bite at the bone here first, Nano. What do you think, man?
Man, that is an interesting one. I think at this stage in MVP's career, man, I mean, I think it's probably, he would probably rather stay at 185. I think he can have good matchups either war. I don't know if he's.
Let me ask you a better question. I'm just gonna read off the top 5 in middleweight and welterweight, and then I want you to give me just an honest answer. Out of the 2 lists, who do you think he has a better chance at beating more of? Okay. So welterweight, we've got Jack Della Maddalena, Bilal Muhammad, Sean Brady, Shavkat Rakhmonov, and Leon Edwards. Middleweight, we've got Dricus du Plessis, Nasruddin Imavov, Sean Strickland, Khamzat Shamaev, and Israel Adesanya.
Oh, man.
It's a killer's row on both.
It's a killer's row on both, and what's funny
but it's stylistically very different.
Very different. Yeah, honestly, very different. I mean, dude, obviously, if you're MVP, you always want to go down, right? Because him against a Leon or a Sean Brady can be big on paper, and it can favor him in some ways, right? In his unorthodox style. But just straight stylistic matchups, I mean, dude, him versus Izzy, oh my God. Like, that gets me excited.
I mean, that makes my nipples harder than a diamond in a snowstorm, big dog.
Dude, yeah. I mean, I think he's just a matchup guy. I don't know if he's trying to be a champion. I say that with the parentheses because it's like either division. I don't know. He's like JDM gives him some issues. If it's Islam, potentially gives him some issues. But yeah, I mean, I think he stays at 185. I think at this stage in his career, I don't know if he wants to cut the extra 15 pounds.
That's the thing. I'm with you. a lot of people disagree with us. They think 170 is a better opposition for him because he's a taller. He can basically play the part of the weight bully at 170, right? I disagree. I don't think he needs to. And respectfully, I think Islam does bad things to him. I think JDM does bad things to him. I think Bilal and Sean Brady both do very bad things to him, and Shavkat Rakhmonov probably finishes him. The only two people that he beats in that top 5 or top 6 are Kamaru Usman and Leon Edwards. But then if you look at middleweight, bigger guys, outside of DDP and Nasruddin Imavov, he beats Sean Strickland. If Khamzat can't take him down in the first 2 minutes, Khamzat's cooked. And Israel Adesanya, like, I don't care who wins. My dick is hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, as an MMA fan, like, that is the kind of fight that we live for, bro. Like, do you remember Israel Adesanya versus Anderson Silva? Anderson Silva has never seen Naruto in his life. I've got a tattoo from it. So when Israel Adesanya backed up and did the one arm behind the back and arm forward Rock Lee pose, that's my favorite fucking character in all of Naruto. He's a homie with no special powers. He's just a fighter. He's just got taijutsu, which is basically fucking Muay Thai in the ninja world. And he's going against the dude who has the power of, like, perfect defense using sand that can harden into the power of fucking, like, steel in Gara. When he did the Rock Lee pose, Anderson Silva literally did this, which is what Rock Lee's opponent does right before their fight. I got chills watching that fucking weigh-in, bro.
Can't make that
And then
up.
the fight happens, and it just felt like a passing of the torch. I feel like this could be a similar vein, bro. I am there for it. MVP versus Izzy. That's the kind of fight that would feed families as an MMA fan, bro. Like, sign me the fuck up for it. I'm there. I am there all fucking day, kid. Truly.
I agree. I like it.
I'm there for it. I'm there for it. We got some shit going on in the chat here. Let's see here. Man, personally, I don't think MVP can sniff a title at all in the UFC, says Western Mass Climber. Fair. Juice Man! What's up, brother? Let's go. What up, Playboys? Let's fucking go. MVP ain't beating JDM or Islam. I agree. I think MVP beats JDM. That's a wild take, Juice. Western Mass Climber says, are you for real with that? I disagree. Would probably be a really fun fight, though. He just can't be on his back, but MVP got the magic to make it done on the feet. That's fair. As a Michael Venom Page fan, right? Yeah, I got MVP. Yeah. As in Michael Venom Page, yeah. Wow. Fair. I mean, but like, do you think he gets a knockout on JDM? How do you see that fight actually playing out? Not gonna lie, Izzy KO Poatan and doing that skit after was some boss level shit. Dude, absolutely facts, bro. Absolutely facts. MVP versus Izzy would be dope. Dude, this is what we're talking about. I'm glad you guys are on the same page. Let's go. JDM versus MVP, battle of the acronym. Wow. I mean, loser has to change their name to something very simple like Bob. I mean, come on. Damn, never thought of MVP versus Izzy. That would be sick, actually. Dude, you get what I'm saying? Like, come on. That's the kind of fight that would, like, dude, that needs to headline MSG or some shit. Come on. How do I unblock Western? Western won me back. Wasn't a fan before, but after us getting on Geo panel, Western is cool. I don't know how to unblock somebody, but yeah, Western's the fucking man, bro. You got to find out how to unblock that guy.
That's hilarious.
You can't see me, Juice Man? You turned him into John Cena? Come on, bro. Figure out how to do it. Rob Rex said, super iconic moment. My other chills moment I remember watching Conor versus Nate 2 when Conor came out to Biggie and Nate came out to Pac. Oh, man. Little East versus West, brother. Little red versus blue. I haven't talked about red versus blue since I was playing Halo, brother. Come on. That's a throwback. If you get it, you get it. If not, I feel sorry for you. Man, Izzy and MVP won't fight. They already said they're homies. Bro, that's fine. That's fine. A lot of people say they're homies. But if it all came down to it, if someone offered me and Nano $1 million to fight each other, Nano, I'll buy you a beer after, brother. Best man wins. I don't care.
Hell yeah.
We're throwing lead, big guy. That's happening.
We're splitting the and we're getting a fight performance bonus as well. That's what we're doing.
Facts. We're shaking hands. We're like, I don't care if you win. I don't care if I win. I just care that we get a bonus. And we're fucking throwing it. We're throwing it all to the wind, baby. Let's go. Speaking of throwing it all to the wind, my God, Esteban Ribovics in the lightweight division, keeping it moving. This fucking guy, dude. He's tough. He's tough as nails. Coming in against Elvis Brenner, the Hulk. I mean, this guy's a beast, Elvis Brenner. But he's not on the level, right? He's just not on the level with Esteban Ribovics. This guy comes out here and throws. The way that he starts to flow once he gets into the zone is definitely something to behold. I think it's probably one of the more entertaining and satisfying flow state fighters to see in the current era. And again, like, it doesn't happen right away, but once it happens, you know you're in for something special. You know you're in for a ride. In that last round, we saw it in spades, right? Like, round 1, I thought Esteban won. Round 2, I thought Elvis actually done just enough to win. And then round 3, it's like Esteban Ribovics had his second wind kick in. And he's like, all right, I'm back. Let's go. We're warming up now, right? Cool. Let's go. And he just throws caution to the wind. He starts flowing, like throwing those fucking shots with it. It's nasty to see. His range control in that final round, it was really, really nice. I think he made up a lot of ground in that final round. It was anybody's fight going into round 3. So good on Esteban to fight his way back into that fight against a very game Elvis Brenner. But, man, I think both guys do nothing but gain stock here. Elvis lost to a stud that is an up-and-comer in Esteban. And Esteban beat a stud veteran in Elvis Brenner. So curious to hear your thoughts on this fight. Did you learn anything new? Or, again, did it play out as we kind of first saw it playing out?
Man, I guess yes and no. Like, I knew coming into this fight, both of these guys are absolute dogs. Elvis Brenner, his style is must-see TV. And then you go on the other side, and Esteban Ribovics has proven on the biggest stages to go out there and be everyone's favorite fighter and has continued to ride the wave. I mean, I knew this was going to be an absolute banger of a fight, but I didn't expect both these guys to show the kind of heart that they showed. They ended up landing the same amount of strikes, but it felt different watching it. It just really felt like Esteban at a certain point just epitomized the idea of take one, get one to take to. Oh my gosh. Take one to get two is what I'm trying to say here, y'all. And shout out WMC for helping out helping everyone out here in the chat, making sure we could all play nicely, and I guess for lack of a better phrase. But man, Grimy, you'd fight us both for $1 million. Yeah, honestly, I mean, worth every penny. We'll buy a nice little car or something for the consolation prize for help pay them medical bills. But no, I mean, listen, man, this was a banger of a fight. It ended up winning fight of the night, but so did the next fight. A little spoiler alert there for y'all. But it's funny, when I was watching it, it just almost felt like it was like a sparring match at a certain point. Esteban's kind of firing from the hip. And in my head, I'm like, why is he firing from so low or at this kind of weird angle? Like, you would think you'd want him to kind of throw his punches a little bit more straight and, you know, on the center line. But then I realized Elvis is basically walking right into him. He was ripping the body, and then he would throw one over the top, and then Elvis would move off the center line, and then that's when he'd come from that kind of hip or shoulder length kind of angle there. It was impressive, though. I mean, both guys are dogs. Elvis is someone that did not lose any stake in my book. I'll keep saying that tonight. I'll definitely be tuned in every time he's fighting. But Esteban, man, I mean, you really have to throw him in the conversation. I'm not saying necessarily top 25. I'm definitely not saying top 15. But I do think a Mike Davis, a beast boy, is someone that we need to see match up against an Esteban. Who is the tougher guy? And maybe even a bigger name than that. I don't know. I mean, this is a lightweight division. It's all murderers row. So I don't know if that's too bullish for your liking, or if you have any other names top of mind for Mr. Ribovics. How you feeling, brother?
I do have another name top of mind, actually. He fought in the very next fight. He actually lost it. Mateusz Rebecki. I think that's a good shout, bro. Mateusz always brings the action. Dude's ready to die out there.
Yeah, that dude's a freaking modern day gladiator, brother.
He's a monster, bro. Like, I think if you put Esteban against that guy, like, brother.
He's like the Mountain in friggin' Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, yeah. If someone doesn't die in that fight, someone's getting a bonus, or they both are. You know what I'm saying? Like, sign me up for that. Mateusz Rebecki against Esteban Ribovics has money written all the fuck over it. And with that, got to move into this next fight, folks. We're talking about him already. Lightweight bout between Mateusz Rebecki and Chris Duncan. Getting it done as my dog of the fucking week. Cashed in an extra 2 points on that one, baby. Let's go. You love to see it, baby. You love to see it. Mateusz Rebecki and Chris Duncan was a banger for the ages. I mean, of course, Rebecki outlanded him by 30 strikes, 123-95. He outlanded him on significant strikes as well, 114-92. He outlanded him on takedowns as well, 2-6. But we don't judge these fights based on totality. We judge them on a round-by-round basis. And with that, man, I mean, it's still pretty tough, right? Mateusz Rebecki, he outlanded his opponent 32-19 on significant strikes in round 1, got a minute of control time. And then in round 2, he had 19 seconds of control time over 0 and outlanded him 38-25 on significant strikes. So technically, he should have won those first 2 rounds. But aesthetically, if you're watching it and you're not just looking at the stats on a computer, you're not just looking at the stats on a piece of paper, I thought Chris Duncan did just enough to win that fight. And I think if we're judging it based on damage, Duncan was doing the most damage. Oh, look at this. Perfect timing for WMC. Let's go. Damage must supersede significant strikes. Thank you, my guy. This is the ruling. This is how we judge this stuff, man. So give me that. I love the way this was judged. I think it was judged appropriately. You got to give it to him on damage alone. Chris Duncan went out there and did the more damaging shots. The elbows, the right hands, the cross, like everything he was landing, the knees in the pocket, like they were just nasty, nasty stuff. Duncan is a dog. Grimy, you're absolutely fucking right. You are absolutely fucking right, baby. Let's go. Duncan 100%. Me versus any clown, I'm winning. You feel me, Grimy? I'm taking they chin with me. Let's go, Juice. Let's go, Juice. And Grimy said, Juice, I can't take someone who doesn't go on camera seriously. The dude is irrelevant, in my opinion. Dang.
Ouch. How dare you?
Get him. With that being said, Nano, what did you learn about this fight, man? We already knew Mateusz Rebecki was a gladiator, but what'd you learn about Chris Duncan?
Yeah, it was exactly that, brother. Mateusz is absolute freaking dog. That's just confirmed. Signed, sealed, delivered. But Chris Duncan, man, I think I really like his style. Like, he's one of those guys. Like, I like his defense. He's technically sound, and he's sharp, man. Once he really starts flowing out there, like, he is a problem to deal with, and he's just well rounded. And look what he just, I mean, look who he just dealt with. Like, this guy Mateusz, man, is just an absolute warrior. Guy did not shy away, and somehow I managed to outland his opponent. I don't know how that happens, but this was a fun fight, man. It was a definite fight of the night, back to back, man. Both these fights, as I'm watching them, I'm like, man, these were just banger after banger. After banger, I should say as well. That bantamweight women's fight was also a really good one. But I think Chris Duncan has all the makings to be someone that can be at the top, right? Is he the one that he trained America Top Team? So is he trained with Dustin and all those cats? Or was that KGD? So, I mean, that says everything in and of itself right there. He's been training with some of the best, and he's finally at a point where he's getting that respect.
DP posted, I think, during the fight, "Don't be silly, jump the ghillie" when he attempted the ghillie in round 2.
Yeah, so it's like the fact that he has that rub, he has that stamp of approval. I would love to see him get an opportunity at the top 15 if that's not going to happen for whatever reason. I get it. maybe he needs to earn a few more stripes. I don't know what else he has to do, frankly, but maybe someone like a Ludovic, Mr. Highlight Klein, someone that's sitting in that top 15, top 20 range, or even Emmanuel El Loco Torres, another just absolute stud that I think would make for a really, really fun matchup. But we'd love to see him potentially crack the top 15, although I don't think it's realistic. What about you, brother?
I'd love to see him crack the top 15, if I'm being completely honest. I think a Hinato Money Moicano.
Ooh.
Out of everyone back-to-back losses.
That's probably the move. That's probably the move.
That's the one I had written down. I just think Chris Duncan versus Money Moicano. I mean, sign me the fuck up for that one, brother. Like I'm there all day for that. I think that's got money written all over it.
That's a fun one.
That's a money one, bro. And with that, folks, I'll let the man, the myth, the legend say it better than I ever could.
It's time
for us to move into the main event of the evening, folks. It was a flyweight bout between Tatsuro Taira coming in against Hyun Sung Park. And, Hyun Sung is the unsung hero because he saved this card, right? It was supposed to be Amir Albazi. That would have been a way harder fight for Tatsuro Taira. It would have been a way worse fight for Tatsuro Taira. But instead, let me just tell you, as I watched it play out, all I can say is, I'm happy, thank you! My goodness. I'm going to take my final shot of the night here, folks. I've got it poured up. I raise one to you, to each and every one of you. Got double digits right now. Like, comment, subscribe, smash that bell for notifications if you haven't already, folks. And I just want to say we appreciate each and every one of you for being here. If you're drinking, drink with us. If not, then raw dog a fresh breath of air. You know what I'm saying? Do whatever you do. We appreciate it. The good stuff.
The best stuff.
Now, this fight, my God, I'm going to let Nano actually take the lead on this one because I definitely have things to say about Tatsuro Taira.
Yeah, I mean, he's a beast. I mean, I give Hyun Sung Park all the credit in the world for keeping this card alive. But Tatsuro did what he was expected to do. Still sharp as nails, still getting faster, getting more confident in there. To his physique as well. He just looks so gosh darn big for the division. I'm really, really excited to see what's next for this fly guy. And if I'm being honest, like, all I want to see is him get the opportunity that he deserves, the notoriety he deserves. And that comes in the form of, I'll just say one of the Brandons. Okay. Give him one of the Brandons, Brandon Hoival, Brandon Moreno. Both are highly ranked. Both are knocking on the door for another title contender. Tatsuro needs to be in that same bout. With all due respect, Amir needs to he's coming off a loss, and then now you're pulling out last minute like this. You can't, Dana White doesn't take kindly to those types of things. So I don't know what's next for him, but I think Tatsuro jumps him and fights one of the Brandons as the next title contender for Alexandre Pantoja, who's probably going to be Joshua Van. As much as I like Joshua Van, I just think Pantoja's that guy. He is Timothy Chalamet. And then Tatsuro will get the title shot after that, and he will say, I'm happy. Thank you.
I love that. I love that. And you know what else I love? The performance of Tatsuro Taira on Saturday. I just thought he did exactly what he needed to do. He looked more calm than he's ever looked inside of the UFC octagon. He was very poised, the way he bounced back out of range, throw that body kick, and then land something, follow up with the lead hand. Like, it was just nice. Mind you, he only landed 13 total strikes in the fight. But we still learned so much about his growth, in my opinion. When somebody as young as Tatsuro Taira suffers a loss, oftentimes we're like, hey, not only how do they come back, but can they come back from this, if that makes sense? And I thought the guy came back in spades. I truly did. I thought he looked really good. Again, looked calm, looked collected, looked poised in here up until the moment he got that submission win. And the moment he did get that submission win, it wasn't even really under the neck, right? It was like more of a neck crank that he got on him. I thought it was nice, man. I just thought he looked stronger and better than Hyun-Sung Park, and I think he's going to look that way against probably 9 out of 10 people that he fights, no matter who you match him up against. Now, when it comes to who we think should be next, I've got names. I've got thoughts. I've got not one, but 2 names for you here, Nano, and I'm curious to hear how you feel about the names that I throw out there. I've got a Kai Don't Blink Cara France. Okay, I think that's a banger.
That's a
thoughts
fun
on that
matchup.
one?
That's a super fun matchup. I love Kai. Him and Tatsuro would make some sweet chin music, brother. That would be an absolute fun one to break down with you.
Matua, we still love and respect you. Matua selected Park to win by sub. Because they're silly like that. Yeah, Tatsuro and under 3.5 was free money. Grimy, come on, that's facts. That's facts. We talked about that last week in the chat, and I appreciate you throwing that in there. I hit on that, so I appreciate that. We're up units this week because of you, so thank you. And Ola had me run the prediction show last week, and he said he bet an 8-leg parlay based on my picks, and he hit 7 out of 8, and then he pulled his money out after growing like $10 into 160, and then the 8th leg hit.
Oh shit!
But still up triple digits. You're welcome. Like, this is not professional betting advice. This is not a betting podcast. This is just a podcast where we give our picks and we tell you how we're probably going to bet if the picks make it into the bookie on time, which they don't always do, right? But I will tell you, if you follow our picks, you would be up not triple digits for the year on units, right? Because we're not measuring in dollars, we're measuring in units, but you don't know what our unit size is. Our unit size alone could be double digits. And we are up double digits on units alone this year. I think we're up 29 on the week or on the year. So let's fucking go, baby. Let's fucking go. What episode was that 8-leg parlay? So I didn't even place a parlay. I just gave my picks on the prediction show on Friday. And Ola told me on today's show on the Dust Up Shakedown that he ended up following my picks and put an 8-leg parlay in. And he literally was like, thanks for the money, bro. So shout out to Ola, man. Matua, I'll do the breakdown again. Like, units, it's something I heard another gambler do. And I asked him in the chat why he goes by units instead of dollar amounts. And his breakdown was beautiful to me. He's like, if I say I'm betting $1,000 on each of these fights, you're saying I'm wasting money. If I say I'm betting $1 or $5 on each of these fights, you're saying I'm not betting enough. So if I tell you I'm betting a unit, 2 units, 3 units on this fight, my units can be $5, they can be $500, they can be $5,000. With all due respect, you bet your units, I'll bet my units. If it's too little, too much, realistically, that's okay. Because you should be betting what's comfortable to you, right? So we play with our units, you play with your units, and everybody makes their units happy, all right? Bad jokes aside, though, I hope everybody's up units on this card because we definitely are. And I'm a big fan of Tatsuro Taira, man. I'm a big fan of him. So I already said one name. You agreed with it. I told you I had another one for you, though, Nano. You mentioned him earlier. He just lost to a Josh Van. Talking about a Brandon Raw Dog Royval fight that was supposed to happen, right? Was it not, or did it? I thought that fight was scheduled and it got canceled. Or no. Tatsuro Taira, he actually beat him via split decision. God, that's one of the ones that I try to erase from my memory dome. But I'm still happy to run that one back. I mean, one guy coming off a win, one guy coming off a loss. You can make that one a title contender shot. Or I'll throw a third name out there off a whim. When Joshua Van inevitably loses to Pantoja, Van versus Tatsuro Taira, that's a fun fight. Or even Kaya Sakura. Like, where did that guy fall off of a cliff? Right? Like, Kaya Sakura versus Tatsuro Taira is a fun fight. And that's another Asian headlined card. Great way to build the fan base. And you know Dana loves that shit.
That is I mean, there's some good narratives, and honestly, I would not be mad at either one, any of them. Yeah, I don't know what's happening with Tatsuro, man. That's something must be up. Maybe he's just not motivated. But I like Brandon, man. I think Brandon Royval, I think that makes sense. Like, and that's just a fun matchup. Not great for Brandon. I love Raw Dog, but Tatsuro, I think, definitely deserves, man. He deserves to get a crack at the top, man. He's right there. Why not?
I agree, man. He's right there at the top. He's primed and ready, and I mean, like, he's done what he needs to do. He's young. He's gotten through the opposition. Like, I think he's realistically, and correct me if I'm wrong here before we call it a show, I think Tatsuro is probably like 1 or 2 away from a title shot, like wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Like, if he rematches a Royval, or if he fights Kai Kara-France and knocks him out or subs him, that's a title shot.
Yeah.
I'll die on that hill.
No, I agree.
If he fights Kai Asakura, who got brought into the UFC and had his first fight be for a title, and he beats him and finishes him, that's a title shot.
Yeah. I agree. Why not?
I genuinely think if he beats anybody inside of the top 5, if they reschedule Amir Albazi and he finishes him, title shot. Brandon Moreno, if he finishes him, title shot. Joshua Van, if they give him after he loses to Pantoja, title shot. Like, I genuinely just feel like he's 1 fight away, no matter who he fights. As long as he doesn't fight like fucking 8 down the list, the guy's primed for a title shot now. And he's the right age, the right demographic. Like, and what I mean by right demographic is like anybody other than American. We've seen in recent years that's what Dana's trying to push. He wants to build a UFC PI in every country he can. Like, if you get this guy fighting and winning, brother, like, with all due respect, like, we're probably going to have another UFC PI, and it's going to be in Okinawa, Japan. And I'm not mad at it. It'll give me an excuse to go back to Japan. Not that I need one. This current version of Brandon Moreno is unbeatable. Ooh, that's nasty. See, this Matua, this is the one that I actually want. This one right here. Rey Saruya versus Tatsuro Taira. Like, this one sells tickets. This one puts asses in seats, and this one generates hype value. This is one of the few times that I think putting the shiny new toys against each other makes sense. Because one has had a career and one is building a career. And you're either going to build someone that's at the end of their career up, or someone that's at the beginning of their career. You're going to have them leapfrog over this guy that's already built waves for himself. With that being said, folks, I will tell you, UFC Vegas 108 was a great fucking time, start to finish. Fantastic set of fights. Great body shots landed across the fucking card. I mean, just a real showcase of body shots. The body kicks in general. Chef's kiss, as Nano said. Nano, anything else to add to this before we do the sign off?
Brother, I mean, appreciate you. Appreciate all y'all here as always. Matua, we got WMC, Grimy. We had Juice is loose as well. We had a newbie in here also. I was trying to scroll up high enough. UFC Lock. I do remember that. Shout out. But yeah, hey, I mean, listen, fun week as always. Another good week of violence. And if you're out there, if you're listening to this later in the week, we appreciate the comments. You know, let us know how you're feeling about it. Give us some feedback. But brother, I mean, the rest of this year, it's going to be banger after banger. Like you said, we're highly anticipating the events that are coming up. But until then, another banger on Saturday, man. Can't wait. Show must go on. I appreciate y'all. That's my sign off.
Let's go. I appreciate it, man. And Matua said, Okinawa, that's too far. We need a Hiroshima PI. Fucking Matua, dude. Should have said Nagasaki. Let's go. Lovely show, lads. Thank you. Have a great one, y'all. My guy, we appreciate you, honestly. And Matua, appreciate the stream. We appreciate the chats. We appreciate the comments. We appreciate the Discord. And you guys making the show a lot more fun. Like, when you're here, it makes the show a lot more enjoyable. We love getting the comments and just the conversation going with the people that we love chatting with. So, folks, if you could do us a huge favor, I'm going to ask you to do something a little different this time, right? As soon as the show ends, if you could do us a huge favor, next week is the end of The Ultimate Fighter. So we'll have an extra day each week where we're not doing that Ultimate Fighter Tough Tuesday show, and we're looking to fill that slot. Should we separate these shows, do our reactions, and then do another show where we actually give what should be next for each of these fighters, win or lose? Or do you have another idea? What would you like to see the content look like? What would you like to see an episode of every week? Would you like to see a breakdown of the rankings? Would you like to see a matchmaking Tuesdays? Like, what do you want to see? Let us know in the comments below. It would mean the absolute world to us, folks. As soon as this episode wraps, let us know. We appreciate you. And if you do nothing we asked you to do, that's fine too. I'll say it again as I say it always. All that we really want you to do is keep on going and keep on growing. We'll see you next time. Let's go.
You've been listening to the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. As you may have been able to tell, we dig the MMA, and our passion is to dive deep into the upcoming fights, give you our expert breakdowns, and help you make sense of all the chaos that is the fight game. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. We'll be back soon, but in the meantime, make sure to find us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch at MMAnomaly. Be cool, and we'll see you next time.